Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. If you're new here, I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe this video. It really does help out the channel. And speaking of helping out the channel, if you guys would go over to my membership page, we do have a couple different membership tiers in there, and that would definitely help out the channel to get new knives and new equipment to make the quality and the content better for you guys. So we also do have a 2,000 subscriber giveaway coming up hopefully very soon. So we're right around that 1,800 subscriber mark. I got some really cool companies that want to pitch in and provide. So definitely going to be exciting. Can't wait for that one. But for now, let's go ahead and do a disassembly video. So we have the Winterblade cofactor here. This knife was actually sent in to us by our good buddy Stephen Weigel. So Stephen, really do appreciate it. This is actually the second iteration. Already taken this thing apart one time, and I definitely know somewhat not to do now. Still not a pro at it, but we're going to go ahead and give this thing another shot here. So it's definitely very tricky, really interesting to see what is going on this knife right here. Like I said, I literally just took it apart. This is going to be my second time here. So I somewhat know what I'm looking out for. The first video ran over half an hour, so hopefully we can try to knock that time down some, and we somewhat have an idea of what is going on the inside of this knife here. So let's go ahead and run our pivot out. Of course, you can see there's some crazy magnets, and these magnets are super strong. So let's go ahead and we will somewhat separate these parts from each other. You do not need to take out that bottom, or whatever way orientation you look at it, top clip screw there. That's going to be just somewhat of an accessory. Let's go ahead and take out our top and bottom body screws, or whatever you want to call it. Not really top and bottom, but our top body screws there on the blade, the knife itself. Okay, and now all we have to do is remove this section here. So now you're going to have parts and pieces flying out at you, for the most part. So that is going to be our inside of the knife. Of course, we do have our slab of titanium here with a whole bunch of milling and spacing for our, get that screw out of there before we lose that thing. Whole bunch of pockets for our magnets to go into. And of course, that is going to be a very important part of this knife, is obviously the magnets. Okay, so that is going to be, see, that just happened right there. That magnet jumped out at itself onto this. I still don't know what I want to call this thing. I want to call it a kickstop, but I know that is definitely not going to be the right orientation or what that thing is actually called. But that's going to be your blade actuator thing. But this is going to be the magnetic detent for this knife right here. So definitely very interesting to see what they have going on here. So there is somewhat recessed areas that's going to be going on to the actual this carbon fiber liner itself. Not sure what this little plastic dude's for. Still have yet to figure out what that little piece is for. But that's one thing to keep in mind when you are taking it apart. Some of the ones that I've seen online weren't exactly the same setup this one has. I don't know if the actual whole carbon fiber scaled version of this knife. Let's see if we can take this blade out of here. That's going to be one thing that might be hindering us a little bit on our disassembly here, because stuff just does not want to happen very well. Okay, so there's our carbon fiber liner. There is our, this is important too, to keep everything together. All right, let's see if we can pick this blade out of here. We have a thrust washer there going flying out itself. Here's our hockey puck lock. They call it, at least Brian Winter calls this the hockey puck lock on his disassembly videos. All right. Well, see, those magnets are extremely strong, and they just go flying everywhere they want to. So this this piece is very important to keep. It's almost like a backspacer of some sort. So we're just going to go ahead, put him back down on there where he came from. And like I said, I just took this thing apart, got all the bearings oiled up, but we will go ahead and take him apart once more. So we do have a D-shaped pivot. Of course, always going to be nice to see. There's our thrust washer, like so. Like I say, I already got everything cleaned up. This is going to be the second time putting this thing back together. So, all right, we will go ahead and put our D-shaped pivot back where he belongs. We're going to be going down with a thrust washer, of course. Definitely see where we're going to be putting our washer, because the bearings are going to be riding in there. And we can go ahead. I think this might be a good time to put our hockey puck lock in there. I wonder if this actual piece here is titanium. Definitely not. Okay, so now we can go ahead and insert the blade. And this is going to be in the locked position, just like so. Alright, did I do that right on the other side? Now I kind of got myself second guessing here. That's definitely the way that those bearings should be riding. And I think I do have that one backwards. Okay. At least that's what makes the most sense to me. Alright, so we got our hockey puck lock back in there. We're going to put our other thrust washer back in there, like thing likes to fly out at you. Brian Winters did say that you definitely don't want any oil on your lock face whatsoever. So this is where I got my Q-tip. You can already see my KPL on there. I already lubed these bearings once before, but just put a couple drops here on your actual Q-tip and run around your actual bearing like so. They don't need a whole bunch of oil. Go ahead and throw our thrust washer back on there. Now we can go ahead and go back in with our carbon fiber backspacer. Carbon fiber liner is what we're looking for. We can put our little cone back in there like so. This big magnet is going to go right there. This little one is going to go, let's see, make sure we got our orientation of that magnet right, and we definitely do not. There, that's the proper orientation for that one. This big, kind of funny looking magnet there, he goes right there, and I think we are somewhat ready to see if we can slide this. I guess this is the only thing that's going to be the issue, is trying to get that indexed the correct way. And if we got it right, which I definitely don't think we do yet, maybe turn him a little bit more. It's kind of one of those things. Definitely not quite there yet. Nope. We're almost there. It worked pretty easily the last time, but it's just one of those things where you cannot actually take it out of there so easily without having the magnets fly up at you. See if we can lock those other two down. And it doesn't stay in here. That is the only thing. Dang it. Definitely likes to be somewhat problematic. If you can kind of envision where that thing is supposed to ride on there. Almost so close. I don't know if they can engineer that to a different way. I'm thinking maybe this bar might have something to do with it though. If we can put him there, then it just goes flying to that side. Man. Talk about a pain. You can see they just jump out at you like crazy. I thought I might have had this figured out for the most part. And somewhat I thought I did. I have successfully put it back together one time. But just to get that other little piece started, does not want to cooperate whatsoever. Where am I getting hung up at? I wish I could see it. Definitely not that easy. There it went. Whew. So you just kind of have to wiggle that thing around until you get it figured out where exactly it wants to be. All right, so our long screw goes through the pocket clip itself. Go ahead and slam that one down. And then we are going to put our pivot in like so. We're going to put a little bit of Locktite on our pivot. Not a lot, just enough to get the job done. Definitely hard to lose parts when you're working on this thing. That little plastic cone would be the only thing, and I'm still kind of concerned on what that cone exactly does. If it's a some sort of a stop or what we have going on there. Right now we're at 10 minutes, so a lot better than the last one. We were at about 20 minutes on the last one at this stage. So far we are in way better shape. All right, a little bit of Loctite on our body screws there. And coming from the owner himself, Mr. Steven Lanyard Man, not a Winterblade Co., but he said to get that ting back on this knife, you have to tighten the snot out of these body screws. So we're going to use his advice here and see what we can do. At least get it together for the most part. All right, this is kind of one of those things. To get this, I had this problem last time. I had to loosen our pivot up to get it to lock out. For some reason, it's like got extreme, not lock stick, but I think it's just how it dang, that thing is in there. There it goes. All right, once we took that out, now this is going to loosen up some more. I think it's just something about those magnets makes such a force in there. And maybe the blade needs to be closed to actually properly tighten the pivot, but I'm still learning here. But for the most part, it's just something that you're going to have to play with. So they said just take it down tight, nothing too crazy. So we still have a good bit of ting going on there. Make sure our body screws are nice and tight. That one definitely wasn't. Tighten this one up. Okay. Clip screws tight. We're going to make sure these body screws are nice and snug too. Okay. Blade centering, we're going to be right on the money. I don't think it was favoring any side previously. We got the super good ting back in there. Got the magnets working how they're supposed to. I think it was definitely a good thing taking this thing apart because I feel like we had a little bit of lock stick going before. I feel like we definitely got rid of all of that. So hopefully you guys could kind of, I don't want to say follow my lead. That probably wasn't the best disassembly that you've ever seen before on this factor pocket knife, but it might shoot you in somewhat of the right direction if you have this exact variety with the titanium and the carbon fiber liner in there. So I really do appreciate you guys sticking through me on this one. Might have been a little bit painful at times, but we persevered and we got through it. So that is how you disassemble and maintain your Brian Winters, well, Winterblade Co. Factor. Really do appreciate Steve for sending this over to me, and we will see you guys on the next one. Peace.